How's it going, everyone? Today I'm here with my PWG 13 Blu-ray review. Of course, this show took place back in July, which I was actually at this show live. If you guys have not seen my PWG 13 live experience video, please go ahead and do that if you guys would like. Of course, I go ahead and talk about my experience at the show, reviewing each match as well. So if you guys would like to go ahead and check that out first, go ahead by any means necessary. But this video will be about the Blu-ray, how the show transitioned from being there live to on the actual DVD/Blu-ray itself. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Of course, on the DVD cover here, you have a very nice cover. You have, of course, a great picture right there is Zack Sabre Jr. You got Roderick Strong right there in the blue, Kyle O'Reilly as well, Adam Cole, Marty, Scurll, of course, the Young Bucks with the PWG World Tag Team titles. And of course, you have a number 13 right in the middle of it all. And of course, the Blu-ray logo, because you gotta get the Blu-ray nowadays. Very nice cover. Of course, recorded live on Friday, July 29th, 2016 in charming, celebratory Uzita, California. So very nice cover. You open it up, you have some nice, great artwork as well. You have, of course, Trent and Chuck Taylor. Look at that face Chuck Taylor is making. About to go through a ladder. And, of course, you got Kyle O'Reilly and Zack Sabre Jr. right here on the inside. A nice redding on the PWG logo right there. Because usually I think it's just, like, gray. But really nice red on this. And then, of course, go to the spine. You have the number once again. And, of course, you got Roderick Strong. It will focus right there on the spine because this was his last show. So very nice back cover here. And of course, they have some more pictures, what to look forward to during the event. And if you guys look right there, there's yours truly, making a very nice face as Adam Cole gets powerbombed into the post. And then so you have some more pictures. And of course, they have the entire match listing right there of the show. So let me put that down right there. And let's zoom in a little bit so you can get a better look at it. And yeah, overall I gotta say, going back and watching this show on the Blu-ray, I gotta say this show is not nearly as good on the Blu-ray as it was live. Now I know that's the case for a lot of things where you're there live and it's, awesome, and then you watch it back, it's like, wow, it wasn't really that good. But that's a very big case here, because I thought this show live was just absolutely awesome. I thought a lot of these matches were great, spectacular. But going back and watching it, it wasn't nearly as fun. It just did not transition well onto the DVD and Blu-ray, if you ask me. I just feel like it wasn't a good transition in the show. If you weren't there live watching this, you would think the show was very overhyped, because watching it on here, it's a really good show still, but not nearly as good as I would say, people are making it out to be, like myself, because I thought it was an amazing show live. But going back and watching it on here, it definitely does not live up to the expectations or hype, in my opinion. This was just, I don't know, it was a weird transition, and a lot of matches I felt were awesome, especially the last, the two main matches I thought were amazing live, and watching on here, I didn't have that amazing feeling I had at the show. So it's a weird transition from being there live and watching it back on here. So definitely the live perspective is a lot better, especially just, the crowd on here seemed very dead during the show as well, which being there live, the crowd was really live and really into the, almost every match, whereas going back watching on DVD as well, the crowd seems almost dead for a lot of this show. So just the transition from the live show to the DVD, again, it wasn't a very good one, and I don't think it really played out all that well. So it's a shame, but you know what? It is what it is. I have my live memory of it, so that's good for me. But for those who weren't live watching it, it's just a good show still, but nothing more than that. But yeah, the show opened up with Brian Cage versus Adam Cole, which was a good opener. Adam Cole, I'm not really too big of a fan of these opening matches Cole's in with these comedy sketches, but you know what? Cole should be in the main event, or at least in the lower card, in my opinion. But him and Cage, put on a pretty solid match still. There was some sloppiness, but you know what? Cole got his stuff in. There was a nice sequence, of course, where Brian Cage turned the Panama Sunrise into a Alabama Slam, followed by an F5. So there were some good sequences. They had a nice fight on the outside, of course. You saw the spot on the back of the DVD right here where Cole gives Adam Cole a powerbomb into the turnbuckle, or into the post, where you can see me right there. So they had a nice fight on the outside as well. So it was a nice, solid match. You expected better from these two. Like I said, there's some sloppiness from, Brian Cage, and the match just was not clicking all that well, but it still put on a pretty solid opening match. Adam Cole got the win with, I believe, a roll-up, and he was holding the ropes when he pinned him. So Adam Cole cheats the win. Good opening match, but it could have been better. Then from there, I'm going to go to Roderick Strong versus Timothy Thatcher. I thought this was one hell of a match. Both men just going out there and showing the intensity that, they both have, and they definitely showcase in this match here. If you watch this, you see me tap Roderick Strong on his back, and Roderick Strong turns around, gives me the death look, and then I go ahead and point at Luke, who's sitting next to me, because I went to the show with him, my best friend. And it was a pretty intense moment for me. But yeah, Thatcher and Roderick Strong, put on an awesome match here. I thought both of them had a really good showing, especially Timothy Thatcher. I know he gets a lot of heat, but you know what? Outside of Evolve, Timothy Thatcher could put on one hell of a match, and both of them put on a very good chain wrestling match. A lot of awesome sequences, especially when Roderick Strong, or Timothy Thatcher would just snap Roderick Strong into, you know, the Morifuji armbar, or Timothy Thatcher gave him a nasty headbutt. So there's a lot of great chain wrestling, a lot of hard hitting, and just an overall great, you know, stiff intensity, great style match from both these men. Roderick Strong got the win with a sick kick followed by two jumping knees to pin Timothy Thatcher. So awesome match here, one of the better matches on the show, probably arguably the best match of the night, to be perfectly honest. Very good, but pretty damn short. From there we go to Jeff Cobb versus Trevor Lee, which was a very good match. You know, good showing from both men. You know, Jeff Cobb's fairly new to PWG, and I'm fairly new to him as well. I've heard his name for the past couple of years, but I haven't seen a lot of his stuff until recently. Trevor Lee has always been a great, funny, dick heel in PWG, so him, you know, playing the TNA card in this match was great, and him hitting the Twist of Fate while yelling Brother Nero on the apron, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, there's some nice sequences. You know, like I said, both great showing from both men here. Just solid effort from both guys, and a pretty good, solid overall match. Jeff Cobb did get the win with the Tour of the Islands, so good stuff, especially the spot where Trevor Lee does his, of course, counter of the standing shooting star. You know, the thing where it's like they do the spot where they both go to the... I'm not exactly sure the term of it, but Trevor Lee was able to counter a body slam, or not a body slam, a scoop slam, or... God, my mind's going blank, and I know I'll have someone probably bitching me for, but Trevor Lee did his infamous spot where, you know, they spin in the air, and my mind's going blank where it's called right now. I apologize for that. But he did the Jeff Cobb, which looked absolutely unbelievable considering Jeff Cobb's size. So it was just absolutely awesome. So really good match right there. And then, of course, go to Chuck Taylor versus Trent, which was, of course, the match that took a hard left. Everyone was expecting a comedy, you know, style friendship match here, but no, it turned into a no DQ match. Both of them just killing each other with some, you know, gnarly spots. Again, this is one of the matches that were live. It was absolutely insane. And not saying it wasn't insane here, but this match didn't really transition that well. It seemed way more brutal live, and here it kind of didn't seem as brutal and not as epic as it was live. But they had some nice spots. And, you know, of course, they did the spot where, you know, Chuck Taylor just dumps Trent onto a pile of chairs on the outside, looking absolutely ferocious. They do the ladder spot where Trent tries to backdrop Chuck Taylor through the ladder, but Chuck Taylor actually misses and like skins the edge of it, which looks even more painful. They brought out the thumbtacks. So this match turned to a hard left, went from being, you know, was supposed to look like a comedy match into a pretty hardcore match, but again, to me, it didn't transition nearly as well on the DVD as it did live, so it was still very good, it was way better live in my opinion. Just both men went out there, had a completely different, unexpected match, and it was guerrilla warfare, basically, and, you know, Chuck Taylor got the win with the pile driver into the thumbtacks on Trent, after it took a backdrop through the tacks, and then, you know, Trent ate, he was going for a DDT off the ropes, and Chuck Taylor just threw him into the thumbtacks and fought over the pile driver. So Chuck Taylor wins. They hug afterwards. Great stuff, just better live. From there on, we go to Sami Callihan versus Marty Scurll. Sami Callihan in 2016 just sucks. Straight up, I don't like him. He tries to do the new Space Cat gimmick, and I didn't like it live, and I didn't like it here either. It's a shame because Marty Scurll is so good, and to put him up with Sami Callihan in this match, and they just went on way too long too. This match was like 20 minutes and didn't really accomplish anything. It was just bad comedy from Sami Callihan, but Marty Scurll looked good. He got his signature stuff in. He did the finger snaps, and of course won with the chicken wing. So match just went on way too long and just did not work because Sami Callihan just sucks in 2016. Plain and simple. Didn't like it. And then for there on, we go to the World Tag Team Championship title match. The Young Bucks champions versus Death by Elbow challengers. Okay, one thing that pissed me off is they completely edited out Chris Hero's promo that was like 10 minutes long. He tore a fan apart, and they edited it out because Chris Hero basically accused the kid of being special ed. He called him Make-A-Wish kid. So I feel like to avoid conflict, I guess, from people, they edited that out. So that kind of made me sour. I think it took away from an awesome promo Chris Hero had. So that was pretty stupid that they edited that out. They just edited to the part where the Young Bucks agreed to make it a title match because it was supposed to be a non-title match. So they did the part where Young Bucks make it a title match. And again, you know, this is the match where it was amazing live. This match was just mind-blowing live to me. But watching it back, it wasn't anything that great. You know, it was a really good match, but not as great as you would think it was. You know, it's some great stuff from both tag teams. But all this match essentially was elbows and super kicks. And, you know, you had some good spots where JT Dunn got super kicked from a Doomsday device onto the outside, where one of the Young Bucks had him on the shoulders for a Doomsday, and the other one gave him a super kick, and he flew onto the outside. So that's a good spot. Hero and the Young Bucks had some damn good interactions in this match. He had some nice combinations, especially with Hero and JT Dunn. They had some really nice combinations on one of the Young Bucks where they would just, go out with the elbows and, after an elbow, Hero would catch him to a German suplex. So he had some nice sequences in this match as well, but again, on paper this sounds amazing, and live this was amazing, but on the Blu-ray it was not nearly as good as it was. Still a really good match, but definitely does not live up to the expectations I had after seeing it live. And the crowd seemed dead in this match as well, which being there live, the crowd was red hot, and the crowd was fully invested in this match. It was just awesome live, but here, not a very good transition. The crowd did not seem into it for some reason. I don't know, the audio didn't catch the crowd all that good or what, but yeah, it was not a very good transition. Really good match. Young Bucks win when Hero's going, I believe for a pile driver or something, and Matt Jackson's able to counter it into a roll up or something, and backslide for 1, 2, 3. So Young Bucks retain, really good, but doesn't live up to the hype that it was live for me, and definitely didn't live up on here. So it's a shame. But from there, I'm going to go to the main event, which was a World Championship title match. Zack Sabre Jr. being the champion versus Kyle O'Reilly being the challenger. Of course, a rematch from Bola 2014, I believe the quarterfinals. This was an awesome match. I definitely think, it wasn't as good live once again, but it was still damn good. Nearly lives up to the hype it was live. Some great chain wrestling, and these guys brought up the aggression. They kicked the level up from just being a technical wrestling match, which was a great technical wrestling match, and they brought it up to an intensity level where both Kyle O'Reilly and Zack Sabre Jr. were just trying to beat the shit out of each other, even to the point where Zack Sabre Jr. was working on the injured arm of Kyle O'Reilly, and even just stomping his head in viciously, nearly killing Kyle O'Reilly, just vicious stomps to the head onto the apron, which was painful. And there were some times where, the wrestler stopped and backed away because they knew they gave such a beating that's like, I don't have to continue anymore, and they're afraid to check on them. So I thought that was great storytelling. So he had some great wrestling, just really good back and forth action, had some great stiffness as well. So this match, I believe, to an extent, lived up to the hype. I just thought it was really good. Definitely a great way to go out and close the show. Definitely a great main event. I honestly like this match more than their Bola 2014 match, but that's just me. But yeah, both men still went out there and had one hell of a wrestling match. I thought it was great work from both men. Sleazy Kyle made an appearance, and then, Zack Sabre Jr. trying to mock him as well. So great back and forth stuff from both guys. I really enjoyed it still on here, even though I thought live again was better. But Zack Sabre Jr. does get the victory with one of his various submission holds where he just, I don't know, he's sitting on top of them and pulls both their arms up. Very painful submission. Kyle O'Reilly immediately taps out. So Zack Sabre Jr. retains the championship. After the match, Roderick comes out, attacks Zack Sabre Jr. and Kyle O'Reilly, and announces that this show will not end that way, and is invoking his rematch right then and there. So we then get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Roderick Strong for the World Championship in a rematch. Those are just 5 minutes of just, very, very fun. He had a lot of run-ins. He had the run-in from the Young Bucks and Adam Cole. He had Dalton Castle come out and Marty Scurll. He just had some run-ins. But it was just a lot of fun. It was a fun 5-minute match. Roderick Strong, Zack Sabre Jr. had some nice exchanges for 5 minutes. And, you had a 6 spot where Roddy gave one of the Young Bucks, he superplexed one of the Young Bucks into a 450, which looked absolutely beautiful. So it was a very fun 5-minute stint there. It was a fun match. Of course, penalty kick was involved and a stick kick was involved. But Zack Sabre Jr. gets a win with the cradle pin, or not cradle pin, where he pins him down with, leg over leg and holds his hands down. I'm not sure the exact term of it, but Zack Sabre Jr. retains the championship right in there. And then, of course, Roderick Strong cuts his farewell speech after the match, thanking everyone there for 11 years. PWG thanks PWG for giving his fiance, which, she attends the shows not till they met, so, thanks PWG for giving his fiance. And cuts a very, very good, about 5 minutes speech. So it was definitely a great way for Roderick Strong to go out. So yeah, that was it for PWG 13. Like I said, it was a very good show live, or a very good show here. Amazing show live. On the DVD it was only about a 2 hours and 25-minute show, so it was pretty short. They cut, the Chris Hero promo out, which I don't know why they cut out. My only guess is because the Make-A-Wish line, and just Hero just absolutely obliterated that fan. Obliterated. Sometimes I can't pronounce words properly. I've had speech troubles in the past, so it's not my fault. But you know what I'm saying. But bottom line is, it was still a very good show, just not anywhere nearly as great as it was live. So yeah, I still give the show a thumbs up. But live, it was absolutely amazing live. But yeah, still a very good show. I definitely recommend you still getting out, especially for Roderick Strong. That's mainly the main reason to get it, in my opinion. Roderick Strong definitely stole the show. Was his match with Timothy Thatcher and his speech at the end. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please leave a like below. If you guys watched this show, please give me your thoughts on this show. If you were there live as well, leave your guys' thoughts on the live perspective versus the DVD perspective if you've seen both. Or if you have any comments about this video in general, go ahead and leave your comments below freely and just, yeah. And yeah, and everything, that's all that shenanigans, and I'm screwing this outro up because I'm just rambling at this point. But thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, until next time, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching this video.